In a forgotten corner amidst the revolutions of the Atlantic Ocean, where volcanic mountains embrace the eternal mist, a tale was born that would never be repeated in sporting history. On February 5, 1985, the island of Madeira awaited the cry of a child whose arrival was far from easy. His mother, Dolores, had considered not keeping him due to their dire poverty, but fate was concealing a throne for this infant, Cristiano Ronaldo dos Santos Aveiro, that no human had ever reached before. Humble beginnings. Cristiano was born in the neighborhood of Santo Antonio, a modest residential cluster overlooking the ocean, where houses were huddled together under tin roofs. There, dreams usually ended at the borders of the farms or the shipyard. He was named Ronaldo after U.S. President Ronald Reagan because his father, Dinas, admired his strong personality, never realizing that his son would become more famous and influential than any president in history. Since he began to crawl, the ball was the magnet pulling his slender body toward the steep, rugged streets of Quinta do Falcao. These were not green pitches, but roads filled with stones and passing cars, where Cristiano learned that a single mistake meant losing the ball or getting injured. Amidst those slopes, his legendary balance and explosive speed were forged. The Bee, a nickname he earned because he never stopped running. The Crybaby. He didn't cry out of weakness, but out of a fierce passion when a match ended in a draw or when his teammates couldn't match his intensity. The Rising Star. At the age of 7, he took his first official steps at Andorinha, where his father worked as a kitman. He was sometimes mocked because his father washed the team's laundry, but Cristiano responded on the pitch, turning that ridicule into the fuel that scorched his opponent's defenses. He later moved to Nacional Madeira, where it became clear that the entire island was no longer large enough for his towering talent. In 1997, reports reached the capital, Lisbon, of a child who handled the ball as if it were a part of his own body. Scouts from Sporting Lisbon called him for a trial, marking the beginning of the most painful journey of his life. The Crucible of Lisbon. At 12 years old, Cristiano stood at Madeira Airport, bidding his mother a tearful farewell. It was his first time leaving the island for a city where he knew no one. In Lisbon, he faced the harshness of alienation. His academy peers mocked his thick Madeiran accent, leaving him feeling isolated. He spent his nights calling his mother in tears, begging to go home, but his will to succeed was stronger than his homesickness. In those silent rooms, Cristiano made a historic resolution. Since they mock my voice, I will make them tremble at my skills. He became obsessed with physical development. At 14, he would sneak into the gym at night, lifting weights and using heavy water buckets in the showers to strengthen his muscles because he felt he was too thin. He even tied weights to his ankles during training to increase his foot speed and practiced dribbling in the dark to heighten his sensory feel for the ball. Overcoming the odds. During this struggle, he faced a medical challenge that nearly ended his career. A racing heart, tachycardia, diagnosed at age 15. He underwent delicate laser surgery and, instead of resting, returned to the pitch just days later, as if his new heart had become an inexhaustible engine. He rose through the ranks of Sporting Lisbon at lightning speed. In a single season, he played for the under-16, under-17, under-18, B team, and the first team, a feat never before achieved in the club's history. The moment of truth. The climax arrived in October 2002 during his full debut against Moreirense. That night, Cristiano wasn't just playing football, he was composing a poem of skill and power. He scored his first goal after a marathon dribble, weaving through defenders with breathtaking brilliance, followed by a second via a clinical header. The fans chanted his name for the first time, and the world realized that the Pearl of Madeira had been polished and was ready to conquer Europe. This wasn't just the debut of a professional player. It was the unveiling of the machine that would redefine the standards of footballing perfection, rising from the pain of exile and the poverty of the island to sit upon a global throne reserved only for the greatest. On August 6, 2003, it wasn't just a friendly match to inaugurate the José Alvalade Stadium in Lisbon. It was Cristiano Ronaldo's night of destiny. That evening, an 18-year-old Portuguese teenager stood before England's greatest team, Manchester United, showing no reverence for their history. With his lightning-quick touches and frosted tips, he began toy with United's defenders as if they were statues. John O'Shea, the sturdy defender, found himself in such a state of dizziness and confusion that Sir Alex Ferguson later remarked he feared his defenders might have a nervous breakdown. In the dressing room at halftime, the United players were whispering a single phrase to Sir Alex: "You have to sign him now." Ferguson, never one to waste time, sealed the deal in the stadium tunnel. Days later, the world witnessed the plane carrying the prodigy landing in Manchester. Upon his arrival, Ronaldo requested his usual number 28, but Sir Alex had grander plans, handing him the legendary number 7, the shirt of Beckham, Cantona, and George Best. The message was clear: you are not a player for the future. You are this club's star now. In his debut against Bolton, he came on as a substitute with the game in a deadlock. The moment he touched the ball, the stands erupted. That speed, those logic-defying dribbles, and that audacity to demand the ball made the Theatre of Dreams realize it had found its new king. However, the beginnings in the rugged Premier League were not easy. Defenders began targeting him physically, and the British press labeled him a circus act who over-dribbled to no end and lacked tactical intelligence. Then began the great transformation. Ronaldo didn't complain. Instead, he isolated himself at the Carrington training ground. He started wearing weights on his ankles during practice to increase his speed, and spent hours in the gym transforming his slender frame into an invincible muscular shield. He evolved from a touchline winger into a beast, seeking the goal from every angle. With the help of coaches like René Moulenstein and Carlos Queiroz, Ronaldo learned that efficiency is more important than flair. He developed his lethal weapon, the knuckleball free kick that dipped and swerved in the air, deceiving goalkeepers with a technique no one had seen before. The ultimate test of his career came in 2006, following the famous incident with his teammate Wayne Rooney at the World Cup. Ronaldo returned to Manchester as the most hated man in England, but he met the vitriol with eerie coldness. Every time the crowds jeered him, he scored a goal or conjured a miracle. That season, Ronaldo fully matured, leading United to reclaim the league title and achieving a historic double by winning both the PFA Player of the Year and Young Player of the Year, a feat never before accomplished. But true glory exploded in the 2007-8 season, a campaign that will remain forever etched in the history books. Ronaldo scored 42 goals across all competitions, a staggering figure for a winger. He scored with his right foot, his left from long-range free kicks, and with headers that saw him soar through the air as if defying gravity. On that rainy night in Moscow, in the Champions League final against Chelsea, Ronaldo rose to touch the clouds and scored the opening goal with a legendary header. Despite the drama that followed and the tears he shed after missing his penalty, he ended the night lifting the Big Ears trophy and was crowned with his first Ballon d'Or as the world's best player, the first United player to achieve this in decades. In his final year with the club, Ronaldo wanted to leave one last unforgettable mark. In the Champions League against Porto, he unleashed an intercontinental missile from 40 yards out, a goal so powerful and beautiful it won the inaugural FIFA Puskas Award. When the time came to depart for Real Madrid in a record-breaking £80 million deal, Ronaldo left Manchester possessing everything: the Premier League, the Champions League, the Ballon d'Or, and the Golden Shoe. He arrived in Manchester as a boy dreaming of stardom and left as a living legend, leaving behind a legacy of sweat, blood, and trophies, proving to all that no one would ever wear the number 7 with the same pride and greatness again. Cristiano departed, but his spirit remained within the walls of Old Trafford, serving as an inspiration to every youth who believes talent alone is enough. While the truth is, Ronaldo became great because he was the hardest working, the most determined, and the most obsessed with victory.